Got him. Big one too. That's a big one. Like a 4-pounder. There was 2 of them. So those black, that black spot on it. All right, guys, check this out. I love how I get on here without any thought whatsoever. Like, I don't ever sit there and go, this is how I'm gonna do something. No, I just get up here and wing it. So I hadn't even come up with a cool name for this. It's gonna be a throwback to my first ever experiences with YouTube and videoing, because I'd never done anything like that before. My last video, I talked about how I'd gotten sick and I hadn't made any YouTube, and I came up with this different idea. Going back to some of my first videos I ever put on YouTube. Now, my videos I put on YouTube were not for YouTube. Like, I wasn't thinking big picture stuff. I needed to put videos somewhere. It was literally like a little landing block for videos, because I didn't know where to do with them. I didn't know where to store them. I didn't know. So I was like, oh, I can just put them here on YouTube, and who cares? I don't care if anyone views them. But they were like, back in the day, I only filmed or kept really phenomenal stuff. Like, to me, what was phenomenal, like catching them. So one of my first things, I think it was like second, third video I ever had, I was going fishing the Forest Wood Cup on Lake Hamilton. I went there to pre-practice. I've never been to Lake Hamilton before, and I was like, all right, let's go over there and pre-practice. So it was about a month before the event, and this is back when the Forest Wood Cup was $300,000, I think. It's been so long, I don't even remember. Had to have been $300,000. So championship, only 50 of, I don't know however many went, but I was going, okay, let's go there. I love it now because it's the exact same time of year. Like, we're about to hit August, same time of year, about the same time I went there, almost to the day, which is crazy. And I was going, okay, what does this place have to offer? Now, I always tell y'all, what happens when I get to one of these lakes? What do? Well, I usually I don't drive very far. It's early in the morning. Simple. Go throw a topwater. Go throw a topwater, cover some water, and see what bites, okay? And let me tell you, that's what I did. Right off the bat, here we go. Now remember, it's a throwback video. So I'm not even in my Skeeter. Most everything is still the same. Always still throwing Strike King, Lose, Sunline. Almost everything's the same, but I did have a different boat. Oh, I guess I didn't have my Garmin's on there either, which I love. But yeah, everything else, pretty much the same. Little things changed along the way. You want to check this out. I'm gonna go back. I'm editing this so I can kind of talk to you about what I did, because really the first videos, they were just me catching fish. I had no idea what I was doing. All right, let's go. All right, so right off the bat, literally within 5 minutes, I drove, found this like kind of main lake. I always like to do that, is a main lake pocket that's not very big, right? I'm not gonna go in this giant creek, and I'm not gonna go strictly main lake. I'm gonna go find a little pocket that's right off the main lake, something I can cover in less than 10 minutes. And when I pull up there, it had some docks, had some shoreline, and I swear to you, like I saw these cypress trees in the water. So I hadn't been here less than 3 minutes, and here I am going down the bank, and I get to these cypress trees, and I'm throwing a little plopper around, and yeah, this is what happens. Check it out. There's a double practicing for the cup. Now how about that? I mean, look at that. I'd take that in a tournament any day. Pretty cool. So right off the bat, I'm already realizing, like, okay, is this really how it's gonna be? Like, this is crazy. Now, what I will tell you is, I never saw another cypress tree on that lake like that. Those are the only ones I saw. They must have planted them there at one point in time when the lake was low or whatever. So that wasn't normal. That's okay.
It's pretty cool. What was really cool about all that was, like, when she blew up, I saw another one down there, but there was actually, like, I think 3 or 4. They were kind of all between that 2 to 2.5, 3.5.
Normally I'd be like, okay, let's look for cypress trees. I quickly realized it didn't matter. They were there, yes, because that was the best thing there, but they were shallow. That's all I cared about. They were shallow. They were big ones, and they were wolfpacking.
Now, I'm not necessarily confused, but I don't think very many places like that. That's the problem. I guess. I don't know. I've been around, but I don't think I'm gonna see a bunch of stuff like that. But maybe I'll find wolfpacks like that.
If you catch 2 on the same bait, I would bet 9 out of 10 times there's always more than 2. It just happened that 2 of them got it, right? But there was probably at least 4 or 5 there, maybe more, who knows. So I'm now going, I have, when I see that, most time if you look on my front deck, I have like 10 or 12 rods ready to rock and roll. That doesn't mean I'll throw all those rods. If I start seeing something, I'll throw one rod all day long and just go look for whatever it is I'm looking for. This just so happened to be, and I can do this. I can go throw a topwater and cover the bank and do this. A couple reasons why. One, I see more things. So maybe I don't throw at any boat docks, and I go around boat docks, but I'm paying attention to every boat dock. So if it changes, right, just like my Alabama Waters video, right? My Alabama Waters video where I basically did the same thing. I was fishing the shoreline, but I knew the docks. So I was ready to go fish. I never fished docks in practice, but all of a sudden when I caught some off docks, I was ready to rock and roll. I'd seen enough of the lake to know what docks looked good, even though I rarely fished them. That's what's going on here, is I can cover tons of water and check out different shorelines, different things, and kind of get a good idea of the lake without just idling around, actually getting some fishing in. So we keep going. Now, I told you I started in a little pocket off the main lake. What I mean by that, it's like, there's main lake, I just take a right, and there's a pocket right there, and it's not very big. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna keep looking for those. I don't mind going back in a creek if I need to, but I'm gonna stay on that main lake as much as possible. And I'm gonna venture out now more into the main lake banks and see what's going on there, and more into pockets and see which one I like better. I'd rather stay on the main lake. The reason is main lake's big. Main lake, I mean, I can fish main lake and I tend to see less people on the main lake going down banks. They're big and they're long and they look overwhelming. To me, they don't look overwhelming. I can break all that down. But a creek to me is way more overwhelming. A big, giant, long creek. But main lake to me is different. I can see it differently. So here I go. I keep going down the main lake, and this is kind of what happens.
Cypress, that one. That was a pretty good one. Cool was, so right there, like I saw two of them swimming down the bank. That's why I reeled so fast in, because I mean she was right there about to eat it. This might be going on. I just gotta find these banks. And I mean they are that shallow and that far from the shoreline. So like I can see them, which is cool. Which means I'll be able to, you know, I'm not too worried because I'm 3-4 weeks out. But come practice time, man, like I'll just be able to mark some of these. I think they'll use these things, you know. They'll use the same bank. Plus, the fact that I have caught some on the other side and caught one out there shallow, I think they just roam up and down them. They were both keepers. Don't know if they were spots or not, but at this point, I'm not really worried either.
Big, small, doesn't really matter to me what I'm catching. Yeah, I caught a small one, and then I see two of them. I did only see two of them, but I saw two, Wolfpacking. And I was going, okay, it's happening on the main lake, you know? So we're gonna keep running this. During these practices, and like normal, I get tons and tons of phone calls. So I can't tell you how many times I'm on the phone with somebody and, you know, they know where I'm at or whatever. I tell them, oh, I'm over here, and they're talking to me about this and that. Most of them have never probably been to most of these lakes. So every once in a while I'm on the phone with people. And this is what happens sometimes when I'm on the phone.
You know, a lot of the ones I see aren't on anything though. They're literally just in like 2 foot of water next to the bulkhead. Like shallow. Yeah, these I had another one. I had 2 more that I saw. There's one right there. Watch this. Watch this. There's 2. And goosh, got him. Big one too. Like big one. Like a 4. Yeah. Like a 4-pounder. There was 2 of them with it. How about that? How about that? Dude, at least a 4-pounder. At least a 4. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I mean, how crazy is that?
Now, what's crazy about some of these bites is this. Like, I'm literally seeing them now. So I'm a month out. I'm not too worried about catching them. I mean, I'm not going to just sit there and just wail on every one of them. It probably wouldn't hurt a thing. It's just probably something I'm not going to go do. So here I am though, catching big ones on a topwater. I'm seeing them. There's groups of them. So they're wolfpacking. So many of the ones I'm seeing are wolfpacking. I'm in heaven. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm loving life. Like I'm having a blast getting to fish this way. This is the way I wanted to fish. I didn't know it, but this was what I was hoping for. So here I am. I'm still going, and I'm not gonna stop. Or I say I'm not gonna stop. Every once in a while though, if I catch them this good, I sometimes venture off, and here's why.
Like, I talked to Billy the other day. I mean, I've been with Billy that one time and I've missed it by a day or two, but like, I'll give Billy some credit. Like, he doesn't, like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that deal, dude, I mean, I threw on, like, we pulled up on this side and there was a bite 15 of them. And I fired there in and get that shit up there. You know, you have to be so far away, like, you gotta make a perfect cast, and I didn't know yet, like, what was the perfect cast. Did he tell me something?
Hold on, dude. Oh, man, are you kidding me? Oh man, I got a big one on. Oh, like a like a big one.
On that topper?
Nah, man, you ain't even gonna, like, this is stupid. Like a 6. No, like, I don't even know if they get that big here.
It might be a transplant. Somebody might be right.
You gotta, man, when I tell you what I catch it on, man, forget all this, like, big worm stuff, man. Like, I threw my big worm in there, and you remember I told you I got bit, like, oh, I got a bite? Yeah, I pick up, she might not go sit, man, she's big. Like, she's every bit of 5. I got a picture of, like, I'll send you a picture of it here. Yeah. Hold on, man. She got to hold on just a second. Look at all those black, look at that black spot on it. I'll send it to you on my GoPro later. So, like, man, this is so stupid. So I'll throw that big worm out there, right? This is why we get beat all the time. Like, so I was over there and some dude.
If it's so good, it scares me. And right now, I know that I'm working on a bag in what I possibly could catch if I tried to catch some of them and all of them, like how big of a bag I could have. And I know that that's not normal. So I'm going, okay, let me check out some of this deep stuff. I'm around some deep stuff on the map when I was kind of driving around. I'm like, let's go try some of this stuff out just as a backup to a backup. Caught 1 or 2 small ones. When I say small ones, like 12, 13 inches. And now I'm like, okay, I'll set the hook on them. Those other ones haven't felt big. Anytime I get a bite now, I'm just gonna set the hook because I don't trust any of this stuff. They're not big. Who cares? So I catch that big one and I'm going, great, okay? So there's big ones out here. I know there's big ones out here, but it's still not, it's a good backup plan. There's a big one, but it's still a good backup plan. I know I can do this later. I'm gonna go back shallow though, because that's really what I wanna go do, and go check it out some more.
Watch this. I see one. I see one. Here it comes. Here, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I see him. I see like 3 more. Hold on. Go on, man. I mean, oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Go on him. Isn't that? You hear him? Like that's a 3.5.
Wow.
Dude, there was 3 of them with it though.
Pretty cool.
So once again, guys, I'm trying to figure out a couple things. Timing on this is important. It can be. Now, I'm not saying I can't go catch these fish all day long. I am. Today I am. Right? I'm catching them all day long. But the past, for me, when I'm trying to catch wolfpacking fish, is there's usually a time of day that's better. A lot of times it's in the afternoon. It can be in the morning. I don't know. It's just one of those things that sometimes they don't get up there at a certain time, and sometimes they just don't eat. 9 times out of 10, if they just get up there, they eat. I've seen it every once in a while where they get a little lethargic. It usually just means bad day. Like it's not a good day. I'm just trying to figure out now the banks. And what I mean by that is this is really important, guys. I'm not looking, sometimes on a natural looking lake. What I mean by that, no boat docks, no bulkheads, no anything like that. Just the whole banks are all natural. So it could be dirt, rock, sand, whatever it might be. Now I'm looking for transitions in the bank. Now I'm not looking for transition points, right, where rock meets dirt or where this kind of rock meets that rock. I'm just looking at everything. So I'm looking what's on the bank. Sometimes they all just want to be on dirt, but I don't think that's the case here. Are they straight banks? Are they pockets right off the main lake? Are they big creeks? Are they on the points of the pockets, right? Are they on the points of the main lake? Are they where main lake dips in and makes pockets, like just little indentions? Are the banks flat? Do they have to have deep water next to those banks? Like when I tell you that's what I'm looking at the map, I'm looking at the actual, what I see on land, I'm looking at what I see in the water, I'm looking at how, if I was to trace it, right, what that tracing looks like. When I talk about looking at the bank, that's what I'm talking about. It's not just I'm looking at it going, oh, there's a rock there. It's all that. I'm trying to, and usually if you can start going, okay, say you had 10 bites and you put those dots down and you start comparing all those dots, what do they have in common? Usually they start to tell you something. That's what I'm looking for. So that's what I'm doing here. There's times where I'm going, oh, okay, every time I get around this, I never get a bite. I sometimes hit those things where I never get a bite a lot to make sure I can cross that off the list. So if there's a bunch of big giant rock and I go down all that big giant rock and never get a bite, I know come tournament time, that big rock sometimes looks good. I'm never going to hit that big rock, right? If I go down real flat stuff, it's all flat and dirty, dirt, it doesn't look good. I've seen them be on that. But if I go down a bunch of that, I'm gonna go try that every once in a while, knowing that it's probably not any good. And then I can eliminate that off. So I can eliminate that. Why am I doing that? What did I say earlier in the video? Lakes are big, right? The main lake is big. Sometimes they're, a lake's 30 miles long. And so I want to be able to look at that lake, drive down it, and start picking out new spots. Because I can start narrowing down stuff quickly, and I want to fish new stuff quickly in the tournament. Say I go catch 20 pounds in the first 2 hours. I don't want to go over stuff I already know. I want to go over new stuff. So I can then start going, hey, that's when I need to go fish. 2, say I start getting on a boat dog bite. This is pretty good as well. I got to go now learn the boat dog bite. I'm going to leave this other bite, and I want to make sure, okay, if I leave this other bite, I didn't get to do it as much as I wanted to, but I can now just drive down the lake and fish what I want to fish. Like, I can see it. I don't have to fish it. Plus, I'm not showing them my bait. I'm not putting any pressure on them, things like that. So there's a lot of reasons why I would do this. But I'm gonna keep going, and plus it's kind of fun. I'm a month out, but that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm still getting some bites here and there. I'm still catching some fish. I'm still putting the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm getting it all. Now, when this starts happening, right, some cool stuff starts happening, and it's getting better. I can't believe it's getting better. But now I can see it. It's happening quicker. I can't necessarily always just say I'm going to get bit there. How about this? When I get a bite, nothing surprises me. Like, I'm never surprised, in the sense of I'm like, yeah, that's why. Now there's times I don't get bit. Doesn't mean I wouldn't get bit there in the tournament or the next day or an hour earlier. I'm just saying, I'm never surprised when I get a bite. But I come in this pocket and I'm like, okay, this pocket looks okay. And here we go.
Holy crap. Oh, there's about 10 more right there. All this size. All this size. I can still see them. I'll try to get up here to where, see if I can get up to where Doug. There was 2 more with that one. There's about 10 down this one. I don't know where they went.
So after that big one, what happened was when I caught it, a couple followed the big one out. And then I didn't get on the trolling motor. That's why I got stuck. And I just let the trolling motor kind of hit the bank. And I watched the school. So there was a giant school of about 10 of them. I caught the one. 2 of them came out with it. The other 7 or however many swam down the lake. They all were giants. They all were like that, like a 5-pounder. So I get back off, and I'm just going to go down the bank at this point in time. I can see the back of the pocket. It's just right there. And I just want to see... And it's kind of cool. I want to see how far they went. Did they go out deep? Did they get scared of what happened? Or do they just stay shallow and go wolfpacking down the bank? Well, I found out exactly what they did.
That's insane right there. See if I can get someone to bite. So you can see how far they'll swim. Hey, there they go. Got them. They're still after us like this. Look, got them again.
but still after it like this.
That's how nuts that is.
I still see one like this. Like this.
They're still there. There's one right there. That's this. Oh my gosh, they're just all in here.
So there you have it, guys. Through my old pad perch out there, I had two of them, two different big ones bite it. It had been an insane day. Close to 25 pounds, 24 to 25 pounds is what I had that day. Could have had more. Could have had more fish for sure. Like I was kind of getting it away from some fish. Really, 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 really cool lake. Really, really cool bite. Wolfpacking it. I love lakes where I can go fish that way. Almost every lake they do wolfpack on. Whether you see it or not, that's a different story. They do wolfpack on just about every lake I've ever been on. I like the lakes where I can see them doing it. There's certain lakes, there's quite a few lakes I've been to that I can see them do it. I can rarely see them do it on the lakes that we live on because I've seen it. I've seen it on Rayburn and Toledo. It's just very rare. Lake level has to do with everything, and there's so much stuff in the water, bushes and grass and things, you can't see them sometimes. Like they get in that stuff. They're still wolfpacking. You just don't visually see it like some of these lakes. I like when they get out there in the open water, like they're doing up along the bank, and they just do it there. It's really cool. But I've talked a lot about wolfpacking on this channel. We'll try to get into more of it. It's one of the coolest ways to catch them. Funnest ways to catch them, catch giants doing it. And most people leave you alone. Like most people don't do it. But don't ever sleep on wolfpacking fish, guys, ever. All right, hope y'all enjoyed this. See y'all.